Yo guys, what's going on? It's 1:16 over here in South Jersey, and I've been thinking about something. I wanted to shoot this video real quick just to see what you guys come up with. I was thinking about underrated knives, and if you've ever sat there and thought to yourself, man, this knife is so good, but why doesn't anybody review it or carry it, or how come it's not so popular, really? You know what I mean? You probably have came across knives in your hand that you really liked a lot, and nobody did. Really, for the most part. And I would like to ask you guys if yous can, if you could possibly, or if yous have any knives that you think are underrated, and if you could, show them, because I'd like to compare. Everybody wants to compare different knives to different. We all have different tastes. You know what I mean? So it'd be kind of interesting to see what people thought their knives were. The good ones that they thought were good and underrated, and you look at their knives and compare and see what you come up with. Just like, for example, this one here. This happens to be, and I've had this one for years. I've had this one for years and years. This is the all titanium, real steel, 571 Pro. It's the real steel 571 Pro. This knife here, to me, is the perfect example of what I call underrated. The steel is in L-Max. Now, guys, really, when do you ever really hear about steel being in L-Max? Really never. Really never. But this steel happens to be done in L-Max. The blade shape is just to die for. Look at the grind lines in it. I mean, this knife is just, to me, when I look at it, I'm like, it's got all the bells and whistles, and this strikes, the jimping up top there is done perfectly. Everything on this knife is just dead. You got your frame lock here with the hardened insert there. The only thing that's a little wanky that I could think of is this lock thing. They could have did without this to lock the blade open. That's something that they could have done away with. I don't need this to be here to lock my blade open, but it is what it is. You get a great, very, very simplistic milled clip that just works. They just look awesome. These milled clips that they put like this are just, that's all I want. They're perfect. Perfect. The action. Now, I don't have this tight, real tight, like drop shutty. I have it to my liking. You guys, everybody could put it to their own. But the action on this piece is just fantastic. Just listen to it suck into the scales. Just listen to it. It's just got that it's just got this clicking sound that's just, it just goes, and when it comes out, the flipper tab's perfect. It just, she fires like a, you can't have anything, you can't really have anything fire harder than that, really, in my opinion. But if you're looking at the hardware is nice and oversized. That's not normal hardware size. Now, I don't know the size of that hardware, but you can obviously see that it's a bigger hardware they're using. You got your pivot right here. And like I said, the thing that steals the show for me is this blade, ladies and gentlemen, is done in L-Max. I mean, I know I've said it before, but I mean, who gets knives in L-Max anymore? When do you get a knife in L-Max? I don't really ever get knives in L-Max. But just look at that blade. I mean, that blade is just fantastic. I love when they leave those grind lines in there like that. Look how beautiful those grind lines are. It's something about grind lines that when they leave them on a blade, man, I'm digging it. I dig grind lines, man. I like it. The jimping, like I said, it's not real aggressive up there. It just works, man. It does lock your finger in. It does work. It does lock it in. But I mean that's just about it, really. I mean, it's just a dynamite knife, and it just doesn't get the recognition that I thought it would get. And I mean, here's the price of it. You ready for the price? Now you let me know if you'd pay this or if this is out of hand. It's coming in at I paid $122 for that knife. Way back. I've got this knife, I think I got it in 2016. I do believe. That's what it comes with, a certificate of authenticity. A really, really nice box. It's serialized. It comes serialized. It is a serialized piece. You know what, guys? If you could stick with me for a minute, I just want to grab the card. It'll take me 1 second. 1 second. All right, guys. This is what comes in the box. This is what you get in the box, a card. See it? It's the model number S571 Pro. It's got your hardness on it, L-Max, titanium. It's got the designer's name on it. March of 2016, I picked this piece up, guys. It is 273 over 599 pieces. But yeah, this is what you get in the box. And like I said, this one is underrated to me. Highly underrated in my opinion. And as long as I've been doing this, I don't know. You know, I've been at this for quite some time, man. Quite a bit of years, ladies and gentlemen. And I just figured that you'd like to take a peek at this one. Because, I mean, it's a special piece, man. And I just don't think it just does not get the recognition that I thought it would. I thought this thing would blow up, man. I thought every Dick, Tom, and Harry would try and get their hands on it or have it or love it or own it. No, not so much. I mean, there's videos on it, you know, years ago. I mean, all the videos are old on it. 5 years ago, I'm looking at videos and they say 5 years ago, 3 years ago. All these videos were put out a while ago. I haven't seen any recent videos on this guy lately. Recent videos. But just now, like I said, I have this adjusted to my liking because I do not like the blade when I open it. I do not like when I release the lock bar. I do not like the blade just to go. Anybody can have action like that. It doesn't matter if the knife was $2. You could have a $2 knife and have it drop shutty and say it's great action. That is not great action, having the blade slam down on your finger. Again, that's my opinion. You can have your opinion, but I'm saying action to me, you can feel action. You can feel action. You can feel it in the hand. And it doesn't drop slam like that. It's a certain thing when it just drops real easy and it goes into that handle. You know that that's action. Anyway, I'm going to let you dance down the road, ladies and gentlemen. Drop me a comment. You know I love reading them. And let me know what you think about this piece here. Like I said, it's the real Steel 571 Pro in all its glory. And show me some of your underrated knives that you think are underrated, that does not just get that recognition that you thought it would or that it deserves. And let me know what you think, man, about this piece. And throw up a couple of your underrated knives if you can. If you can, I'd appreciate it, because I'd like to see them. All right, guys, listen, I'm going to let you get down the road. Stick with me. This is Peter. And you know what we do. To the next one, I'm here. All right, guys, take care.